Welcome to Profitable Women, a podcast for the female business owner who wants to build a profitable and sustainable business that aligns with their life. We will talk about the money stories impacting your decisions, financial strategies to grow your profits, and how to embrace your female superpowers. I'm your host, Sheila Hansen, certified public accountant, business mentor, and certified coach. As a mom of three and business owner, I have spent the last 7 years supporting six-figure business owners make confident financial decisions while raising my babies. After making the hard decision to leave my job at a public accounting firm when I had my oldest, I'm now on a mission to empower women to build wealth without sacrificing themselves. If you find yourself avoiding conversations about money, are burnt out from working all the time, wonder where your cash goes, or want to learn how to pay yourself six figures, you're in the right place. Remember, the information in this podcast is general in nature and for educational purposes only. For specific financial advice for your situation, please consult a professional. Now, with that out of the way, let's get to the show. Today's episode is a deeply personal episode, and it may also be a trigger for listeners of the podcast. So I do want to give a warning. I know everyone's journey and experiences are different, and that where I'm at might not be where you are. And so if this topic is part of your journey, I want to give you full permission that if you're not at a place where someone talking about divorce would be beneficial for you, please skip this episode and join us again next week. Or give yourself the space you need and revisit the episode when it feels better for you to do so. For those of you that are sticking around for the episode, I am sharing with you the biggest takeaway I learned from making the decision to transition from a marriage to a co-parenting relationship with my soon-to-be former husband, and what it has taught me about financial independence. In my journey, I've been in therapy or other forms of supportive healing now for multiple years, and in this episode, we're not going to go into the details or the reasons why my marriage no longer was serving me. So while that journey and the process is not a simple one, for the sake of giving you enough context, we're just going to sum it up with, there came a moment that I could no longer continue on a path where I could ignore my needs, desires, and my true self. The relationship had gotten to a point where we had both changed or grown from who we were when we first got together, and how we were showing up for each other was different than the support that we each needed for this phase of life. I know that's very simple for a complex thing, but that's what we're going to say for now. And as I look back, I can see all of the stepping stones that were placed along the path to get me to a point where I could make this decision with what I truly believe has the best interest of our children at the center of it, and where I could trust that I would be okay. And in all of this journey, all of this processing, there was one thing that kept coming up that I just couldn't quiet that voice in my head about. And it was that life is hard enough, no matter what comes along in our journey, but the real independence, the real freedom comes when we don't have to stay or worry about the financial impact of a situation that we're going through. How do we get to this place of, call it financial independence or financial freedom? How do we get there where we can truly focus our attention on the other aspects of the situation, other than spending the time and energy on focusing on the financial side of it? And that takeaway from this situation is now fueling the mission of this podcast even more. When I started back in February of 2024 with this podcast, I didn't know the impact and the reason why I chose Profitable Women as the theme and title of this podcast. It wasn't actually revealed to me until after I launched the podcast of what the importance of this mission would be. And so for us as women to live from a place of profitability, where at the end of the day, we're able to thrive in a place of enough and abundance, that there is something left over, that there are profits, not only financially, but energetically and with our time. So my mission is that I truly want your needs, desires, and your dreams to be met and come true. And in my journey, it was so motivating for me to hear about others' situations where that was happening. And it was also important for me to hear the stories of those who were struggling or going through something of their own. When we talk about self-awareness, inner healing, and mindset, my warning to you is going to continue to be that being a business owner provides all of the opportunities to address those areas. And when you begin growing in one area, you will most likely find that carries over and you are growing in other areas as well. When I started out on the journey addressing why I was working all the time and undercharging, I had no idea it would end up helping me put my own needs first in other situations. And then when I started digging into what I truly enjoyed and where I wanted to be spending my time and energy within the business, I had no idea that would also be a personal journey of finding my true authentic self as well. The snowball starts off tiny, and as it gets rolling, it gains in size. So when we start to tune into the needs and desires, we find that voice to ask for those needs and desires to be met. And as we keep making decisions that align with that, we could begin to say no to things we used to say yes to. And those no's allow for other opportunities to come along that we really wanted to say yes to. And what I don't want this episode to bring up for you is fear. We're not talking about this to control or protect us against something that scares us or that we're fearful of, but how do we view our financial situation as an opportunity to grow as humans? How do we use this as motivation to learn more and take the next best steps towards our version of financial independence? So in my divorce, that opportunity and motivation led me to the thing that I am most proud of. And that is with this decision and being the mother of 3 children, that I was in a place where I can step in and financially support not only myself, but them. That I get to acknowledge the opportunity that being a business owner has provided for me to have a real impact on my financial results. And to not only be okay, but be even more than okay. I am so proud that I have the tools to step in and take over 100% of the financial needs of myself and the kids. That with everything that's happening, I could provide the kids some stability of their home remaining their home, and that my business gets to continue in the capacity it did before. That I get to continue doing what it is I love to do and serve clients in the way that I want to be serving them. So I am most proud that I didn't shy away from the next step or opportunity from growth, that I leaned in when it felt scary and hard, that all of that work led me to a place of trusting myself and that I would be okay and that I would figure out whatever the next step was. And gosh darn, let me tell you, when you come out of the ashes, when you find your way out of the dark, when you start to shine as the beautiful human you are, it is hard to not create a ripple effect from that. So I don't know what piece you are currently struggling with, but I will tell you, keep going. Whether you're digging into your pricing or the specific offers that you provide, whether you're at a point where you're creating systems and efficiencies to gain some of your time in your schedule, whether you're shifting from becoming a doer to the leader of a team of others, keep taking the next step that presents itself to you. And while getting to a place of financial independence and freedom might be viewed as a luxury, I do believe it's truly a necessity for us to live to our fullest potential. And I also want you to be aware of that your definition of financial independence is personal. What it looks like and feels like for you to live a satisfying, comfortable life, accomplishing your dreams and goals, and having fun while you do it is different than somebody else's. Hey there, fellow female business owner. Are you tired of sifting through endless articles, resources, and scrolling social media just to find the nuggets of wisdom that actually apply to your journey? Well, I've got something just for you. When you join our weekly email list, you will receive a go-to resource with actionable tips, inspiring stories, and valuable insights tailored specifically for women entrepreneurs like you. Each week, we deliver a dose of empowerment straight to your inbox, covering everything from mastering your money mindset to navigating the ever-changing landscape. Join other like-minded women who are leveling up their business and living their dreams. Sign up for the weekly email today, and let's conquer the business world together. Head on over to the show notes and find the link for you to enter your email address to get started. You'll be the first to hear about upcoming masterclasses and have weekly action items to contribute to your success. Sign up today. So with today's episode, I want to give you some journal prompts for you to begin to explore what this world of financial independence is and what the next step you could take towards getting that result. Are you ready? What is draining you the most right now? What is just one thing you could do to change that? What's filling you up the most right now? And what is one thing you could do to allow more of that? What are your true values? And what would it look like to live your life aligned with those? If you no longer had to do X and it would make you happier, what would that be? What would you stop doing? And then what has stopped you from previously deciding to no longer do that thing? What fears are coming up for you? Where are you giving away your power? What is the next step you can take to live a satisfying, comfortable life where you are going after your dreams and goals and you're having fun while doing it? I would love to hear your reaction to this episode. So find me on social media, the links are in the show notes, and share with me what this episode brought up for you. So until next time, keep going. You deserve it. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Profitable Women. Make sure you never miss an episode by hitting the follow button in your favorite podcast player. And things are always easier when you talk about them with a friend, so be sure to share this episode with them. If you're looking for more ways to grow your financial confidence, head to the show notes for a link to subscribe to our weekly email. Until next time.